Alright, let's do this. That's it. We were talking about yesterday.
A couple of reporters teamed up.
Let's do this. In case I have to get rid of the beginning. We are they're just trying to make it all work. And not yesterday. Yeah, actually might have been 2 weeks ago. I don't remember when it was. It was a bit ago, and I might have brought it up then. Well, I might have brought up the context. Yeah, the context, not the content of it. But I did have somebody like ask me, like, why are you mature? A little deeper into them. I realized I think they showed off their age as 16 and they got blocked from me. Even though I think 13-year-olds are able to see my videos. I'm not rated R. The main reason that I don't want kids to watch my videos. One, I'm pretty boring. I talk about like adulting things. I talk about like why it sucks being an adult. This isn't something like kids would be interested in, or at least I don't think they would. I don't think they'd be interested in it. I do swear a lot, or enough, I should say. But even that, I could curb that. I could edit that. I could definitely make, it wouldn't take much to make family-friendly content. The main reason that I keep a mature tag, especially on like Twitter, and even for Blue Sky and my Discord is completely mature. The only reason for that, so if you're watching this and you're not 18 or over the 18 or over, you don't fall into that category, it's not you. I don't think that I have a corrupting influence onto predisposed in that way, and some of it's environment. You know, a lot of people, you know, when you have that argument about it, it's like people who have been sexually assaulted. It just sounds like it's I'm trying to make it molested, you know, all that stuff. That I that's why it's all one category. All those people are just bullies. And you know, if environment is creating that, then environment can uncreate it. If that is their nature. Yeah, I think a person's nature, like my nature is to be helpful, for example. Use myself. My nature is to be helpful. I have a helpful nature. I don't care for groups at all. I don't care, you know, I'm an introvert. But I have a helpful nature. It's kind of a weird dynamic that I got going on here. And I'm helpful to a fault. I want to be helpful. I used to think that it was what gave me, you know, being a useful tool is always better than having the tool that always sits in the toolbox. That makes sense, you know, and you know, I want to be that useful tool, but I'm not. There's a lot of things that I'm not. I've said this before. When all you have is a hammer, every problem becomes a nail. Well, if I'm a hammer, my helpfulness is a hammer. You know, people don't need my helpfulness. Don't need me to be helpful in order to, you know, get right. You know, feel independent, stuff like that. You know, people might end up relying on me. But that's not who. Because I have a helpful nature, that's witnessed it. I've seen it. You know, and people who let me in to that part of them is like, I think it's probably one of the most beautiful things in the world. It's very vulnerable, but it is. And, you know, some people might think of it as being selfish. It's not selfish to see that person you are, have that introspection. I mean, like, I can't even tell you, like, I think all religions are based on that. You know, the fundamental basis of that. You know, discovering what you can accomplish, what you can do, what you can be. That's an amazing thing. And even those things that I just mentioned, those aren't who you are. Who you are is literally is a complete thing. I think it was, speaking about being helpful for me because I'm an introvert to ease into it, and it was not an easy road. Yeah, I had to literally cut myself off. It's one of the reasons why, like, when I'm with my biological family, I always wonder, like, weren't we raised in the same household? Didn't we have all the same environmental influences? Didn't we have all these things? And then I have to realize, like, oh, I've actually, you know, done the work to see who I am. And I don't have a family member, you know, that's shares the same genetic codes as I do. I don't know of any of them that have actually done that. It has, there's a few perks or not perks that go along with it. One of the main perks is that I know that I'm not them. That's their, you know, that's their perspective on things. You know, and if they ask me my opinion or my perspective, I happily give it to them. It has upset a lot of people by doing that. I like to think of it as me being the example, but the path that I'm on is not going to be the path that anybody is, especially somebody who's trying to figure out who they are. And even saying it like that, this is where really the rubber meets the road. Even saying, like, finding out who you are doesn't describe what it is. It's probably the closest that I can say. You know, and psychologists can debate on it all day long, but it's not a you know, a thing like this. I know that I was talking about, like, why no minors. I think that somebody who is under the age of 18, it is the best opportunity to basically explore those things. independent, I know that everybody who is under the age of 18, I'm not the exception to the rule. I was like this as well. All they want to do is just break free from the parents. Even people who are, middle-aged and still living with their parents. I can't think of a single person that doesn't want to break free, the rules of the house and stuff like that. They don't test the boundaries or push. I don't know anybody that does that. But I will say that people who are under the age of 18, you're free from a lot of responsibilities, and everything that I talk about will influence that, and it'll make you want to not be. So it's not. This isn't for anybody under the age of 18 ever. I don't do anything for anybody who is still under parental rule. But the rules that the parents, that basically that allow you to do this, the things in school that hinder this process. I mean, like all of it. I don't know. Like everybody talks about like how bad COVID was. I think COVID was like the perfect time for especially people of high school age, to actually start discovering that before they're basically left out on their own. For me it was very difficult. I gained my independence at 18 years old. And it was very difficult to get from there to where I am today, because you start to believe you are your job. You start to believe that you are what other people say you are. Everything is influence. And that's good and bad, just so you know. The one hard thing about, or one difficult thing about it is that when things are feeding the ego, and it was something that I had lots of trouble with for a long time. But when things were feeding my ego, I thought that that's who I was. And it's very addicting. And sadly to say, I have an addictive personality. It took me a long time to realize that, if I fed my ego, I'm not going to be. I can't maintain it. This is better. Let me switch it. I can't maintain that image that others have of me for long periods of time. I can't even tell you how many relationships that I've been in, and I could probably safely say it was all of them that who the other person thought I was didn't match. It was the person I was presenting, but it didn't match who I am. I definitely am a believer in the fact that I think that having walls and keeping certain people out and keeping things, keeping like that, and, especially like in the workforce, I mean, I am notorious for it. I am definitely notorious for it, and I am. Being annoying and stuff like that. It's because like I definitely keep people at a distance. It is, like I was saying yesterday, and one of the reasons why I kind of feel like I'm not making it, is because I don't have a lot of people watching this, and people who stumble upon my inner thoughts and things that I think about and stuff like that as I drive into work every day. They don't, the only way they would understand what is me is if they've watched multiple videos. Even the boring ones. Even the ones where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm talking about today, and I'm just rambling on. Those videos matter. And probably more so because you're getting more of a, less of a wall. Now we get into what my lack of viewership, has afforded me. The fact that, even, if I have 10 people, watch this video, 9 of them right off the bat, nine people automatically have not watched to this point. So you have that one that could have watched it to this point. And then there's the chance that, the video never gets seen. And I don't see it as a bad thing, because that allows me to not put up a wall, because who's watching? I mean, I've said it before, like I don't need to make videos for myself, ever. I know what I think. I know how I think. And maybe these videos are just for basically, future, like once I'm gone. Like whatever happened to that guy? He's got 4,000 videos. And then he just vanished. And then somebody would dig through all those videos. YouTube would make all that money. Because I'm not I'm not naive enough to think that YouTube hasn't figured a way to make money off of people who aren't making money. It's easier for YouTube to pay their content creators than to do that. But YouTube is also kind of based on quantity, not quality. So, I mean, if there's, I can't tell you how many people like tell me that, like, you know, especially how-to videos. You know, if they want to know how to do something, they're freaking watching a YouTube video to do it on anything. Auto repair, home repair, do-it-yourself projects, art, which I fall into that category sometimes. You know, because at the end of the day, this is a performance art. It's what this, you know, getting to brass tacks. Yeah, this is just a performance art. And what people get out of that could be introspection. It could be that, but I don't dictate the rules of what people walk away with. I don't want people to walk away with that, you know, this is the be-all, end-all, you know, thing. I want you to be the be-all, end-all for your life. I want you to laugh and joke around and be like going, oh my God, that was the stupidest thing that this guy said. And that's it. I created Cubing to be cute. Not handsome, not sexy, not any of those things. He's cute. Yeah, doesn't fit the mold that people would have. What a VTuber is. In fact, I wouldn't say that I was alone, but I forgot what I was talking about. I was just talking about me forgetting, and here I am, like, I forgot. Yeah, so they don't have it. trying to like backtrack. You know, people who are watching videos don't have the introspective that I have when making these videos. I mean, the experience that you're experiencing watching me is, I can't tell you what it is. But I definitely don't want it to, I don't want anybody to think like I am some sort of like, even, messiah or anything like that. But maybe a guide. But the work is all up to you. I mean, it really is. It is. It is just one of those things. I hope they don't come and want to talk to me. If they do, cool beans in the comments below. And yeah, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a wonderful time doing it. All right, take care. All right, bye.